Ignite is viable. What's going on, guys? My name is Arrow, and today I'm going to show you why Ignite is viable in 3.17. At the center of this build is the Assailum helmet. This helmet gives the user Snipe, a skill that channels a skill that's placed inside of it, adding massive damage to that skill. So in this helmet, we put Burning Arrow, and the Snipe skill provides 120% more damage with ailments per stage. You can get up to 6 stages. It only takes about a second to channel to max stages, but you do have to stand still. Using that massive damage multiplier, we turn one Burning Arrow into one huge Ignite. Most of our tree is designed to get life, accuracy, and fire damage scaling. This includes things like damage over time multiplier, fire damage over time multiplier, fire damage, elemental damage, and increased damage over time. Our defensive layers come in a few places. We take Enduring Composure in a small cluster, which gives us endurance charges. We get about 50% spell suppression on our gear. Listen, a lot of folks are going to tell you that you need 100% spell suppression in order for it to work properly. That's just simply not true. We've been using partial avoidance mechanics for years, like dodge, evasion, and block. None of those function at 100% effectiveness, yet they're all vital layers to our defense. If you can get 50% spell suppression on a build, that's going to make every other spell do half damage. It's incredibly strong. Next, we wear the brass dome chest piece. While this is not mandatory, it's one of the best defensive body armors in the game. Flat armor is incredibly powerful when paired with determination. On top of that, we've raised the cap of our elemental resistances by 5. Our golems also provide a lot of defense. Our stone golem gives a ton of life regen, and our chaos golem gives a massive amount of flat fizz reduction. Let's talk offense. Since we are an elementalist, we take the Shaper of Flames notable. The Shaper of Flames makes it so all of our damage can ignite. Therefore, we scale our flat damage with whatever sources we can get. So this bow, you don't need a bow this strong. This bow has a ton of flat damage on it. I sniped this base somehow for, I think, 25 exalts, which is way less than it should have been. So attack speed is not super important on this build because we're going to be hitting everything once and then moving on, and it'll burn and die. The attack speed is just nice for hitting one pack and then hitting the next. We also get flat damage on our quiver. You can get it on your rings, glove, whatever is an easy place to have open prefixes. We use the Polaric Devastation Ring to get cover enemies in ash. Since we ignite at 100%, we're always going to be covering enemies in ash, and that gives a 20% more fire damage multiplier to enemies. Our clear setup is a 6-link burning arrow in the bow. You'll see that we use chain to try to help with clear, combined with, where are we? Fan the Flames, which spreads ignites to nearby enemies. One of the great things about this build is that all of our Awaken gems are incredibly cheap because nobody plays Ignite. So I think these are somewhere in the realm of 5 to 20 C. Our belt is a 1C unique. I got a nice corruption on it. You don't need it. I think I paid 10C for this. But this allows you to speed up the damage of your ignites. So if you were to do 20 million over 4 seconds by default, and you speed it up, say by half, you're now doing 20 million in 2 seconds, doubling your DPS while the ignite is live. For the Ascendancy, we take Shaper of Flames, obviously, so all of our damage ignites, and it ignites at 100% clip. We take Mastermind of Discord for the really big minus to fire res. Penetration does not work on Ignite only applying negative res works. On top of that, we take the 2 golem nodes because these are just incredibly strong, offensively and defensively. So we get 1 golem here, 1 golem here, and then 1 more golem from Golem Commander, and then all 3 of those add a bunch of effectiveness of our golem buffs. We use Elemental Overload, but it's not always up in boss fights. It's a nice damage boost when you do have it. You'll see in some of the clips that I posted in this video, I hit the boss with a big channeled snipe, and then I repeatedly auto attack. The reason I'm doing that is to try to crit, so Elemental Overload will proc. But it's not reliable. This build is very easy to put together. The only mandatory unique is about 2C at this point in the league. And all the other items are just filling in what you need. Some stats, spell suppression, resistances, and flat damage. This version of the build is far from finished. I would like to solve mana in a different way rather than using a flask. It just didn't feel great without one. I would also like to get life regen a little bit higher, as it's our main form of recovery, because it's hard to leech off of hits when all of your damage comes from Ignite. If you're playing Ignite this league, let me know in the comments below how it's going for you. As always, the link to the PoB and my Twitch will be down in the description below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more of my content. It really helps me out. As always, thanks for watching and take care.